The Countess and her cronies disappeared into that building. That must be where she plans to examine the map. What a coincidence. That's my plan as well. Red ropes over the entrance. Not a good start.
Can I help you?
Yes, if you could just tell me how to get into the museum.
Sorry, the exhibit's closed earlier than usual today.
Why is the museum closed today? I've traveled a long way just to see the exhibits.
Well, during the Olympic Games, sometimes the regular schedule gets a little out of whack, you know? There's a reception for today's gold medalists in the upper exhibition halls later tonight, which is going to mean unpaid overtime for me, of course. Anyway, that's why we closed early.
How very frustrating.
Not much of a sports fan?
I'm mainly here for the museum, but the games have certainly proved a happy coincidence.
I'm hoping I'll get to see some of my idols in the flesh tonight, depending on who takes the gold medals.
What do they actually exhibit here?
The main exhibit is on Tibet. You see that animal by the door? It's some sort of enormous mountain sheep that lives in the Himalayas, but I've forgotten the name. Begins with a P or an M.
It's an argali.
Are you sure?
Pretty sure.
In any case, there are all kinds of rare Tibetan artifacts on display in the upper halls. Do you think you could give me a hand and set this carton down for me? Thanks.
You keep talking about the upper halls. Are there others?
Well, yes, the lower halls. But they've been closed to visitors for over a year.
Why's that?
I couldn't tell you.
And is there a reason you couldn't tell me?
Easy. I don't know. I'm not sure I want to either.
Well, now you've gone and got my attention.
Curiosity can be very bad for your health, you know. All I know is that for some time no one has been allowed into the basement of the museum, and the lower exhibition halls were closed to prevent any visitors from accidentally wandering down there. Can we leave it now?
Sure. Which events are happening tonight?
For my money, the decathlon has got to be the highlight, but there's also rowing and horseback riding. Hold on, I have an event schedule in my newspaper. I don't need it anymore, you can have it.
Oh, thanks very much. You know that reception tonight? How exactly do I get into it?
Oh, just go out and get yourself a gold medal. No problem. No, seriously, aside from the medal winners and their trainers, you basically need to be a German politician. People like us are out in the cold, I'm afraid.
We'll see about that. Not much I can do then, I suppose. I wonder if I can find another way to get into tonight's reception.
As I said, only gold medal winners, their trainers, and a handful of special guests are permitted in the museum tonight. Believe me.
All right then. Would you mind if I took a look around your very exciting foyer for a while?
No problem. As long as you don't get in the way.
Promise. The box office is closed. So, we meet again, Argali. Are you taunting me? Is that it? Following me around and popping up at my lowest moments? Bad, Argali. Bad. I don't remember the last one having such a luxurious beard. I tried to grow a beard like that when Kim and I were friendly. She got me drunk one night and shaved it off. The only interesting things about this door are its large, round handles. And even they're struggling to get my heart racing. Let's see which contests are scheduled for today. The final event in the decathlon is happening shortly.
In the run-up to the long jump, the man in the lead is... No, this can't be right. Glenn Parker of the United Kingdom? There's even a photo. No doubt about it, that's the same Glenn Parker who went to Sandhurst with Richard and me. Even back then he was a top-class athlete. Fantastic! This is my chance to get into the museum reception. I'll just ask Glenn to smuggle me in. Maybe he can pass me off as his trainer. I should head straight to the stadium. He must be getting warmed up. Posters and flyers plastered on several layers deep. This camera ad's coming loose. I've pulled it down. What's that? There's something shiny under that grate. I love shiny things. It's only about 8 inches down, but I can't fit my hand through. Okay, let's find Glenn. He's probably in the locker room.
I'm afraid this is the locker room, friend. You probably shouldn't be in here.
Glenn, it's me, Fenton. Fenton Paddock.
Fenton? Nice beard. What are you doing here?
I'm here saving the world. It's not a real beard. But look, I heard you were top billing for the decathlon. I need to talk to you.
How did you even get in here?
That's a rather adventurous story.
And I figured I'd find you here. Not that it was easy getting in.
Hello.
Hello.
Is this the press entrance?
Yes, it is. May I see your credentials, please?
Credentials?
The only people permitted access are the athletes, their trainers, official IOC employees, and press photographers. Do any of those apply to you?
Sure. Why not? I'm actually with the press.
Then show me your press pass.
Would you believe I've temporarily misplaced it?
Not really. If you've really lost your pass, go to the IOC accreditation office and claim a new one.
But the events are about to start. I can't miss them.
Then you'd better hurry. The IOC office is located at Pariser Platz.
Okay. I'll be back.
And don't forget your camera. Only photographers are allowed to enter the contest area. Journalists should go to the main gate.
Got it. Thanks.
Well, I guess I'm heading to the IOC office at Pariser Platz to get myself a press pass.
Pariser Platz. And that seems to be the IOC office. Oh, good. It's closed. Hello? Anyone home? Damn it. Now what am I supposed to do?
Excuse me?
Yes?
Well, I'm sorry, but it was hard to miss hearing you vent your frustration at the accreditation office. Could you be both a fellow journalist and a fellow countryman?
What gave you that idea?
Only a true Brit would curse like that. I'm from the island too, and who else but a journalist would need to get into the IOC office? It's been closed since 4 p.m, by the way. My name is Edison, Baltus Edison. I work for the Tribune in London.
Edison? Like the famous inventor?
Yes, quite. You're the first person ever to notice that, in fact.
Really? Because I would have thought quite a lot of people would have... Oh, you're joking. My name's Paddock. I'm a foreign affairs correspondent in Hong Kong.
Ah, lovely. My work has never taken me to our crown colonies, but I'm sure things are much more interesting there than here at the Olympic Games, eh?
How do you mean?
Well, to be honest, I hate sports. I write for the arts and entertainment section, actually. But our editor-in-chief sent all available reporters here to cover the games, so we'd have an exclusive report on every event, including the dull ones. And what are you writing about?
I'm a freelancer. I'm, looking for stories off the beaten track, away from the big events.
Lucky you. I'd love to trade places. You know, I'm working on a big story back home. I'm nearly ready to expose the romantic escapades of a certain member of the royal family. My research is nearly complete. If I could get back and finish, I'd have enough material to drop this bombshell on the public. But instead, I'm here, squandering my precious time on stories about Olympic handball.
Yeah, excuse me, gentlemen. Mr. Edison, there's a call for you from London.
Probably my department head, wanting to know what's holding up my article on yesterday's events. Best not to tell him it was a bottle of scotch, eh? Please relay the following message, word for word. Mr. Edison is currently indisposed and will personally report to the editor-in-chief. He would appreciate it if everyone else would leave him in peace.
I will pass your message along, sir.
Thank you. I won't last much longer in this job, I tell you, but I've bored you quite enough.
Not at all. Actually, I have one more question about the IOC.
Yes?
Any chance of it opening again today?
What do you think?
Not a chance in hell. Well, look, I've got to get going. I'm sure you'd like to read your paper in peace.
Not really. Our valued colleagues rarely have anything amusing to print. In any event, I enjoyed chatting with you.
Likewise. Perhaps I'll see you later. Edison's jacket. He left his glasses and his press pass in the breast pocket. I could really use that press pass in his jacket. It'd get me into the stadium to see Glenn. I guess I should ask him first. Excuse me, Mr. Edison. May I bother you for a moment?
You would only be bothering me if I were actually enjoying this newspaper, which, to be perfectly frank, I am not. How can I help you?
I noticed the press pass in your jacket, and I was wondering if you might be willing to lend it to me. Just for tonight, so I can get into the stadium to watch the events.
I'm afraid I can't. I have to go and watch an event myself. And besides, my press pass lets me use the public transport for free.
But you see, it's very important that I get into the stadium tonight.
Look, my friend, we're just talking about sports here. You shouldn't take it so seriously. Tomorrow is another day, after all. You can get a press pass in the morning and start reporting right away.
Okay, I understand. My apologies.
No harm done.
Hey, it's a life choice. She just likes food. I could teach her a thing or two about proper nutrition, but I doubt she'd be interested. The future does not bode well for that child's teeth. Or figure. He's sucking on a huge lollipop. What do we have here?
Oh, what's the matter, sweetheart? Don't cry. You know how it troubles Mummy's nerves. Mummy just wants to enjoy a bite to eat in peace. She gets very cross when she's hungry.
Either I look a fright today, or that kid is just jumpy. The poor thing nearly spat out his lolly. Good thing he didn't. I'd rather not get into trouble with a mother of that stature. A tourist snapping the Brandenburg Gate.
Careful! Do not touch my camera!
Don't worry. I had no intention of touching anything.
I spent a great many hours painstakingly setting up that camera, and it would be a catastrophe if you were to move it by so much as a hair.
Please forgive my curiosity. Allow me to introduce myself. Fenton Paddock.
A pleasure. Count Otto von Droste-Schattenburg.
A count with a camera, eh? Wouldn't say, an adding machine be a more appropriate device?
Please. I would be much obliged if you would not trivialize our conversation with such banal wordplay. I am a renowned photographer from Vienna. Have you never heard of me?
To be honest, no, I haven't. But maybe that's because I live in Hong Kong.
My work has also been exhibited in Hong Kong, sir.
Oh. Oh! That Count Otto van Dross Schattenberger. What are you taking pictures of?
I'm shooting images for my latest photographic series, Berlin and the Olympic Games. This work will be Subtitles of Forgotten Landmarks. I intend to capture locations that are not currently the main focus of public interest.
I see.
Unfortunately, artistic freedom is becoming a thing of the past in Berlin. Photography is often banned in public squares or even in entire districts. This does not make my work any easier.
What's the deal with these photography bans?
All political reasons. The government officials here believe there are certain parts of the city that may be unrepresentative of the capital's overall charm.
But the Brandenburg Gate's okay, right?
That's correct. The gate is to be the central focus of my latest project. A photography ban here would mean all my months of preparation were for naught. Several galleries have already booked the exhibit in advance. No, a ban here would be absolutely outrageous. But then, the Count von Droste-Schattenburg isn't just anybody. Even here I have friends in high places. Why, I would go straight to the magistrate and make my mind known.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to upset you. Your camera looks very professional.
Of course it does. It is the most advanced model available on the market today. It has a new setting that I use for experimental photography. I take multiple exposures of the same image at regular intervals. This allows me to capture different phases of my subject and depict them in a single photograph.
Ah, I see. So the position of the camera mustn't change at all while you're taking a picture, right?
I see that you know something about the fine art of photography.
Just an interested layman. I have to ask about the photography ban again.
Yes.
You said that if photography were banned here at Pariserplatz, you could have the city magistrate change that.
Well, I would certainly go directly to his office and bring the full weight of my influence to bear.
But what would happen to your camera and the photos you're taking? Perhaps a concerned passerby would offer to keep an eye on them until you got back.
But where would I find someone like that? I don't suppose...
Count, I would be more than happy to lend you a hand, should the unlikely circumstance arise, of course. Well, I don't want to keep you from your work any longer.
Thank you.
A bus stop sign. I can't remove it. A telephone booth. I haven't got any German coins. Come to think of it, I haven't got any money at all. A clean napkin. This napkin is mine. All mine.
A napkin printed with the name of the cafe. Erica.
A bit of tidiness never hurt anyone. Apart from that one time I tried to clean the office and broke my collarbone. Long story.
A camera ad.
A large doorknob. It must have been red once, but the paint's worn away. So, now the worn doorknob is completely red again. I'm a stickler for the little details. If I press the poster against the doorknob, it produces an interesting new symbol on my poster. I've stamped the poster with a red band symbol. Let's see if I can find anything useful. Oh, the lid came off. I'll just pocket that, I think. Jackpot. There's all sorts of valuable rubbish in here. A dried bouquet of flowers wrapped with florist wire. I'll unwrap the wire. A broken bottleneck. Hardly the gentleman's choice of armament, but that's never been an issue before. This guy owes me a favor. The least he can do is spare me some whiskers. My inventory of the box has produced leftover cleaning supplies and building materials. I'll ask first. Please don't ask me why, but can I have some of the stuff in this box?
You're asking me if you can just take my stuff for no reason whatsoever? I thought the British were supposed to be polite. Well, as it happens, that box is full of crap, so go right ahead.
An old marigold. According to the label, these bottles contain helium. Let's inflate the little bugger. Great. That is the ugliest thing I have ever clapped eyes on. And Sandhurst had communal showers. Yes, well, that makes for the ugliest looking balloon animal I've ever set my eyes on. Rust-free. Scruffy, but lovable. In a German kind of way. A barrel organ. Excuse me, may I interrupt for a moment?
Oh, hello! Do I really look all that busy?
Well, now that you mention it, no. Is your whatever that thing is broken?
No, I just don't feel like playing.
Why not?
An artist needs an audience, attention, applause, and of course, earning a few pennies doesn't hurt either.
Well, I can listen, but I'm afraid I'm completely broke.
That's all right.
The potential audience in this part of the stadium is pretty limited. Why exactly did you pick this location?
Unfortunately, it was assigned to me. We have the odd athlete and journalist pass by, but it's been a slow pitch. I wanted to set up over at the main entrance, but I wasn't allowed.
Oh, I see. Well, I'm going to go have a look around the city.
Have fun.
If I'd been given a terrifying balloon animal made from an old rubber glove when I was a kid, I would have considered myself lucky. Yes, I'm going to run away now.
Ugh, what is this? Where did this foul-looking thing come from? Here, my little honey bun, here's a nice new lollipop.
Another of my attempts to educate the public bites the dust. The lolly's lying there in the dirt. It's certainly an authentic-looking prohibition sign, but it won't stay up there on its own. Might just be long enough. Hopefully it'll stick. Ah, a Reichsmark coin. Can't help but think I could have spent all this time busking and made more money. But hey, it's something for nothing. Sort of. A Reichsmark coin. I'll rub the lolly on the back of the poster so I can hang it up somewhere. Okay, let's see if this works. Hello, Count.
You again.
I have to ask about the photography ban again.
Yes.
You said that if photography were banned here at Pariserplatz, you could have the city magistrate change that.
Well, I would certainly go directly to his office and bring the full weight of my influence to bear.
But what would happen to your camera and the photos you're taking? Count, I would be more than... Count, terrible news. I just discovered there's a photography ban throughout Pariserplatz.
What are you saying? Where is that written?
Follow me, I'll show you. You see? Up there.
Unbelievable! Outrageous! I am furious! Young man, you must look after my camera while I resolve this issue. Do you understand?
Yes, sir. Count. Always time for a quick natter.
Berlin Telephone Exchange, how may I direct your call?
If I can lure Edison into the cafe, maybe I can borrow his press pass.
All right, I'll try my luck. Connect me to Cafe Erica at Pariserplatz, please.
One moment, please.
This is Cafe Erica. How may I help you?
Do you have a customer there by the name of Edison, Baltus Edison?
Yes, Mr. Edison is just outside. Whom shall I say is calling?
This is his editor-in-chief in London speaking. Please tell him that it's urgent. He needs to come back right away. It's about juicy goings-on at Buckingham Palace.
I will relay your message, sir. One moment, please. Mr. Edison, there's another call for you.
Who is it now?
Your editor-in-chief in London. He has an urgent assignment for you concerning the British royal family.
Finally! My prayers have been answered. Where is the telephone?
Follow me, please.
Perfect. This may not be a gentlemanly thing to do, but then, when has that ever bothered me? Edison might lose a job he hates. He might have to pay for the bus. But at least he won't have to live in a world ruled by super-powered Nazis. I'd say it's more than a fair trade.
I'm very sorry, sir. We do have occasional connection problems.
Not a problem. I'll go to the hotel and try to contact him from there. See you.
Goodbye, sir.
So, I got a press pass, and I look a little bit like the man in the photo. Apart from, you know, the glasses, and the hat. The goatee too, I suppose. Similar ears. I've clumped the whiskers together. The perfect false beard. Reminds me of a girl I once knew. The Count's camera, resting on a sturdy tripod. The ends justify the means. I hope. That hat would make me look a lot more like Edison. This hat might make me look a bit more like Edison on his press pass, but I think my kleptomaniacal urges have been sated for one day. Hey, it's a real condition.
Hello, it's me again.
Hi there. Don't worry, you haven't missed much.
By the way, I really like your hat.
Really? I hardly ever wear it. I just use it to collect money.
It doesn't really seem to be fulfilling its purpose, does it?
And you're saying that's the hat's fault?
It looks a bit greasy. Maybe that's putting your customers off.
You might be right. It really doesn't look very clean, does it?
If you give me your hat, I'll give you something even better in return.
A connoisseur of old greasy hats, are you? Okay, if you can give me something good to replace it, you can have the hat.
I've got this polished metal bowl that absolutely isn't a rubbish bin lid. Wouldn't it be better for collecting money than your old hat?
Let me see that. Yes, this is good. It's sturdy and it looks a damn sight better than my old hat.
So, you want to trade?
Gladly. Here, take the thing.
Thanks.
Okay, I've got everything I need. Press pass, camera, hat, glasses, and the pièce de résistance, of course. The Argali beard. Time to get suited and booted.
But other than that, it was easy. I got past the guard, found the locker room, and here I am.
Well, that's a lovely story, Fenton. But why?
Look, we don't have much time, so I'll get straight to the point. I read that you're leading the decathlon, and you're just about to complete the last event.
The long jump?
Well, if you win the gold medal, you'll be invited to the reception after the contest. The museum where the reception is taking place is closed due to the event. No visitors allowed. I need to get in there and look around as soon as possible.
I hate to repeat myself, but...
Why, right? I know. I've asked myself the same thing a couple of dozen times. Do you remember Richard Weston?
Of course! You two helped me pass that test, remember? What about him?
He disappeared, and his trail leads to the museum. Well, the story's much longer than that, but for now I have to ask you to trust me. So, can you smuggle me in?
Absolutely. I couldn't leave an old Sandhurst chum in a bind, now could I?
Thanks, Glenn. I owe you one.
Of course, you are assuming one vital thing. That I win. Frankly, I've still got a slight lead, but the long jump just isn't my forte. That Erwin Huber in second place will likely pull past me at the last minute. He's the better jumper by far. He's beaten me every time this year.
So your lead won't be enough to secure the gold?
I doubt it. Huber always manages about 25 centimetres more than I do. If he's up to his usual standard today, and I don't manage the jump of my life, then those 25 centimeters will be enough for him to take the lead.
I see. I suppose I'll just have to cross my fingers.
Why don't you introduce yourself to Huber? You could be his date for the reception.
He's probably not my type.
And I am?
Beggars can't be choosers.
Very funny. Look, I'll give it my best shot. We'll just have to hope it's enough. Look at the time. I have to get moving. I'll see you after the jump. Well, Fenton, I've got to head out to the contest. I'm already running late.
Thanks for taking the time to talk to me. Good luck.
Thanks. I'll need it.
Unfortunately, he's right. Ordinarily, of course, cheating would never cross my mind. There's too much at stake. I need to get into the museum. So, business as usual. I'll take a look around and come up with a plan. I need to tip the long jump in Glenn's favour. Funny. I honestly never expected a Tibetan rescue mission to involve rigging the Olympic Games. Still, silver linings and all that. The layout of the stadium. As we've already established, of course, I'm an expert orienteer, so I won't be needing this. The lamp's seen better days. It's flickering and sparking. It's locked. The sign says, equipment room. The list of starters in the long jump. Glenn's got a slim lead, that's why he's last to jump. It's a poster advertising the Olympic torch relay. The games have started, so my guess is this is a little out of date. A ventilation grate. I can see a weak light on the other side. It's screwed on tight. There's a pair of old trainers under the bench. Nothing I can do with a pair of smelly trainers. The shoelaces, on the other hand, look absolutely essential. A sweaty blue jersey. Metal coat hooks. This hook here seems to be loose. Got it. Just needed a bit of leverage, that's all. The grate's off. Ah, it's the equipment room. A whole load of sporting equipment and measuring devices. Stopwatches, batons, several table tennis balls, and a measuring tape. A measuring tape. Could be useful. A competition-sanctioned measuring tape. I'm sure no one will miss these. Two javelins, and some hammer throwing and shot put equipment. The shelf's feet are screwed to the floor. That's some heavy-duty storage. I dabbled in athletics when I was at the academy. I remember all too well how heavy these things are. You'll understand if I don't fancy carrying them around with me. Some dumbbells. 5 kilos. The shelf's metal base is screwed tightly to the floor. I can't loosen the screws bolting down the shelf. Probably not a bad thing. I can't use the coat hook to loosen the screws. Yet. Maybe leaving it here will help. Somehow.
I'll just take one of these with me. Maybe I could find some more uses for this hook if I were to mangle, or rather, modify it with this dumbbell. Here goes. Damn, it won't stay put when I hit it. More lockers. They're all locked. It's a metal plate screwed into the side of the locker. With my fingers? Really? I mean, that never works, does it? If I can loosen the metal plate, maybe I can open this left-hand locker. I'll need to attack the screws though, and the coat hook's got a rounded end. High jump mats. Time for a nap? Maybe later. I can't use the coat hook to loosen the screws. Yet. Maybe leaving it here will help. Somehow. Okay, it's all tied up. Time to get to work. It worked. The end's now flattened out. Now that it's flat, this makes for a pretty decent screwdriver. Let's get this panel loose. Ta-da! I present to you the inside of a locker. A judge's uniform. Starting blocks for the track races. I'd much rather leave them here. A bottle of cleaner. The cleaner contains acetone. According to the label, this solvent shouldn't come into contact with plastics. My destructive tendencies are encouraging me to do precisely that. Hence, the table tennis balls. But if it melts plastic, I can only imagine what it does to human skin. I need a container of some kind. Why should I toss that out? The bin looks pretty sturdy. Should be a good container for my little experiment. Wish I could say this was the first time I've done something like this.
The solvent's dissolving the balls. All that's left is a sticky mush and a fierce stench. Smells a bit like thorn apple. I could use the sharp edge to cut the measuring tape and then alter it. Won't be long before Glenn discovers his inner champion. I rather sense a plan taking shape. I'll cut another 25 centimeters off the 1 meter piece. That's the exact length Glenn needs to beat his competitor's best distance. I can probably glue this back onto the original tape. I guess the molten plastic will do the job. Perfect. I'll glue the shortened piece back onto the original roll. Job done. Okay, I've got the rigged measuring tape ready, but to make this work, I've got to smuggle it into the long jump area somehow.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are now approaching the grand finale of the Olympic decathlon. In just a few moments, Erwin Huber of Germany will step up to compete. I'd like to ask for quiet from the stands so that the athletes can concentrate. An excellent effort. That was quite a jump. Could Erwin Huber have beaten his own record?
7:50. 7 meters and 50 centimeters.
7 meters and 50 centimeters. Fantastic! Erwin Huber has topped his own personal best. This will make it very, very difficult for Glenn Parker to defend his lead in the overall standings. Parker is heading to the track. In just a few minutes, his performance in the long jump will determine the gold medal decathlon winner.
I'm really running out of time here. I've got to swap the tape, but I'll struggle as long as those 2 judges are still standing over me. Set her flowers alight. Good plan, Fenton. The fire gradually burns through the cables, then the lights on the long jump area go out, interrupting the event, and I'm long gone before anyone realizes what's happened. Let's be honest, that's the best bit. Let's get out of here.
Berlin is holding its collective breath. The final decision in the decathlon is rapidly approaching. Glenn Parker is warming up on the track for his decisive jump. I'd like to ask the spectators in the stands to remain quiet because... One moment. We seem to be experiencing technical difficulties in the long jump area.
Testing, 1, 2, 3. Can you hear me?
What's wrong?
What do you think is wrong? There's a complete power failure in this part of the stadium. Must be another problem with the cables. I'll go check. Come with me. I might need your help.
Shouldn't the technician take care of it?
Sure, in about 3 hours' time, we can't put the Olympic Games on hold. Can you keep an eye on things while we try to fix the problem?
But of course, just leave everything in my capable hands.
I've just been told that we're doing everything possible to fix the problem. Thank you for your patience. I'm sure the long jump contest will resume shortly.
The perfect time to swap the tapes.
Ladies and gentlemen, our technical problems have been solved. The judges are returning to their seats, and we can continue. The big question, though, is will the interruption have put Glenn Parker off his stride? I see that he's returning to his starting position. Any minute now, he'll be making his decisive jump. The jump is valid, but was it far enough? From here, it doesn't seem like he came anywhere near Arvid Huber. But what do the measurements say?
7:35.
7 meters and 35 centimeters.
7 meters and 35 centimeters! That puts him just behind Erwin Huber in this final event, but it's just enough for Glenn Parker of Great Britain to take the gold medal! His lead may have been minuscule, but that's a minor detail. Glenn Parker has won the 1936 Olympic decathlon. Erwin Huber will have to be satisfied with silver, and Lauri Askela of Finland has earned bronze. And that, ladies and gentlemen, marks the end of this year's decathlon.
I hope history will forgive me. I mean, I may have betrayed the centuries-old Olympic spirit and cheated a man out of his gold medal. But come on. I am here saving the world, so I'll finally be able to get into the museum. Countess von Hagenfeld had better be there with what I need. Glenn had better have a spare dinner jacket as well.
Cheers, Glenn. I really owe you one.
No problem. Sure you don't fancy a drink to celebrate?
Believe you me, once I'm done on this job, I'll be holding a liquid celebration for a solid week. For now, I just need to find a way down into the lower levels.
Then I won't keep you. Maybe I'll see you at the next Sandhurst reunion.
Sure, if I get an invitation this year. What is it about smuggling they have such an issue with?
Heaven knows. Well, good luck with your search for Richard. It was great to see you again, Fenton.
Thanks, Glenn. You take care. A heavy door. I can't get there. The sign reads, "No entry for visitors." I'll just take the red... No, what the hell. I'll take the whole bloody thing with me. Why not? That was close. What is wrong with these people and their bladders? These people need to learn how to hold their bladders. We used to go 48 hours with our legs crossed in intensive training. Let's just close this whole area off. Surprise. It's locked. The cupboard door is locked. Looks like a small cupboard. Well, no, it's definitely a small cupboard. I mean, just look at it. It's cupboard-shaped and small. A bottle of champagne and a glass. If the plonk were cheaper, it'd be the spit of my bedside table. There's a champagne cork in this glass. I'll have that, shall I? Collecting champagne corks isn't one of my hobbies, but I'll hold on to the little wire cap. It's a pretty basic lock. I should be able to get it open. I picked the lock on the cupboard door. This cupboard is full of cleaning supplies. I'll take a mop and... yes, why not? A jar of hydrochloric acid.
The acid's eating through the lock.
I have been searching these exhibits for over 3 hours. Where's the Piri-Reis map?
As I told you, Countess, most of your research material was moved to Wewelsburg Castle last week.
I am personally affronted that you would exploit my absence in this way. You will regret this, Schauberger.
Maintain your composure, Countess. This decision was out of my hands. My research could be conducted at any of a number of sites throughout the country, and to be honest, I was far from thrilled about being moved to a laboratory in the center of the city.
The fact that I was not informed of this move remains absolutely unacceptable. Who gave the order?
It came from the very top, from the minister himself, or so I've heard.
The minister?
Are you surprised? I heard that some of your so-called brothers of the Order carry a great deal of weight with the minister, and they convinced him to move your research to the castle.
You should know that I'm by no means a member of the Thule Society. They merely pay me for my scientific expertise.
Whatever you say. In any case, your mysticism-loving friends apparently decided that this museum was no longer presented the castle near Paderborn to the minister as a fitting alternative. He was so taken with the idea that the move was made immediately. Your exhibit items and documents were packed up and taken directly to Wewelsburg Castle. In return, my employees and I were forced to move from the pastoral Brandenburg countryside to the city so that the military command can keep a closer eye on our work.
How unfortunate. But the fact remains that one of the exhibit items, the Piri-Reis map, is absolutely vital to my research. I shall go to the ministry to resolve the issue in person before setting out immediately for Paderborn. You there, battalion leader.
Yes, Frau Countess.
Guard this bag until I return from the ministry. Its contents are extremely valuable. If necessary, you are to defend it with your life. Do I make myself clear?
Jawohl, Frau Countess.
That's got to be the Eye of the Dragon. Sounds like the Piri-Reis map, however, is now in some castle near Paderborn.
Countess von Hagenhild is gone. We can begin the test. All displays check out. Let's get started. Please set the power to the lowest level. We don't want things flying around the room. I am now activating the drive impulse. It would be best to hold on to something. So far, so good. Please cut the power supply now. Excellent. My friend, our new aircraft will soon make history. Let's check the conduits. Even the smallest leak during our next test could ruin everything.
Okay, this is my chance. I need to get my hands on the eye. The Countess left the eye in that office. Now is my best, and probably only chance to get it back. But first I'll have to get rid of the guard. Those two scientists are in the way as well. Damn, the handle was loose. It broke off. There's a lever on this console that controls the turbine's power supply. I can't reach it. Hey, look. A big red button. That must start the engine once the power levels have been set. It's the cloakroom. It's summer. No one really needs a beautiful scarf like this. This display case contains equipment from an expedition to Tibet, led by a certain Ernst Schaefer 2 years ago. A small movie camera and a few bits of clothing, along with some climbing equipment. The lid's closed, but I can't see a lock. I'll shove the handle between the lid and the frame of the display case, give it a little jerk, and... open sesame. I'll just borrow a piton from the mountain climbing equipment. The movie camera looks like junk, and I'm not too keen on owning a pair of Ernst Schaefer's old woolen socks either. It's worth a try. Tying the scarf to the piton may open up brand new avenues of adventure. I'll use the scarf to tie the piton to the mop handle. An open bottle of champagne, mostly full, which is the best kind of open bottle. Nothing could be simpler. If I'm careful, I should be able to use this to move the lever upwards without anyone noticing. Low setting or maximum power? I think I'm more a maximum power kind of guy. I managed to flick it to maximum power, because when is that ever a bad idea? When I was a kid, I used to practice this at my parents' New Year's parties. Just give it a good shake, and then aim it like a K-98 rifle.
What's happening? Hold on to something!
What's going on out there?
You know, sometimes I can be really mean. It's the urge to laugh maniacally at that side. I'll slip the handle back into the door. Hope it's still open. Bingo. It's just a fire hazard. I was kind of hoping it'd be Hillary's map or something. I'll tie the loose end to the railing. What should I do instead? I can use the hose to make my way across to the opposite. I spy with my little eye. I'll take the eye and get the hell out of Berlin. I can use the fire hose again to get back into the museum. Then I'll have to travel to this Wavelsberg castle. Without the Piri-Reis map, the Eye of the Dragon is worthless. The map's the only way to find the second key to the gate to Shambhala.
What is it, Huxley?
Well, sir, a certain Mr. Kleist would like to speak with you. He showed up unannounced and somewhat overbearing. Shall I send him away?
No, certainly not. Send him in.
You may stay seated, Governor. I have no wish to take up too much of your valuable time.
Then what is it I can do for you?
You have already done something for me. No additional soldiers were sent to Tibet.
Those were your conditions.
Indeed. But it seems that perhaps I need to explain those conditions a little more clearly. There was to be no interference from your side at all.
I don't understand.
Paddock, was it really necessary to set your dog on us? Does your son mean so little to you, Governor?
You promised to give me some sign that he's still alive.
All in good time. Pray instead that we can eliminate Paddock quickly. And I'm warning you for the last time. Stay out of this. Have a pleasant evening, sir.
Is there anything I can do for you, Governor?
I severely doubt it, Huxley.
Pardon me for asking, sir, but who was that gentleman?
That, Huxley, was the devil's emissary. And I find myself involved with him.
How am I to understand that, sir?
It is probably best that you don't, Huxley. Just hope, as I do, that Fenton's mission will be a success. It may be all we have left.
I see starlight reflecting your